Ever since the very beginning of video games, there's always been an arms race for prettier and more immersive graphics. What was once a static screen would eventually become scrolling or with parallax, and the advent of raycasting in the early 90s literally brought a whole new dimension into the mix. Advances nowadays are rarely as monumental, though the games we play look better than ever. But with the indie boom of recent times and the popularity of games like Minecraft, it's clear that how a game looks isn't as important to us as it once was, and gameplay will always be the make or break in a new title. There are many people out there who will tell you without hesitation that graphics are useless and gameplay should be the focus, and there are a few games where their point is so valid as with Counter-Strike. Now, I wouldn't say that CSGO has ever really been on the cutting edge of computer graphics, but there are some lovely looking maps out there. The problem people tend to have, of course, is that more details and clutter in the maps can often be detrimental to gameplay. The easy example here is frame rate, the price our computers have to pay for the extra eye candy. Obviously a grey box level with just the important parts would run way better, giving us a smoother experience and lower response times in those crucial moments. It doesn't end there either. Details, lighting, and foliage around the map can sometimes come back to bite us when they make areas hard to see and too easy to hide in. And many of the bugs and exploits in a level only come about due to useless extras and certainly wouldn't be a problem in flat, blocky maps of old. So why do we even bother with such detailed maps in a game where people go out of their way to make it look as bad as possible for extra visibility? Well, you have to remember that, as an esport, how fun it is to watch is almost as important as how it is to play. And while yes, our main focus will always be the players and their actions, a pretty background to set the battles against never hurts. Another important consideration is the navigation of the maps. I could show you a screenshot of pretty much any area in the main CSGO maps and you'd be able to tell me exactly where it is in the level. Graphics clearly play a big part in helping us recognise different areas and their adjacent ones, which greatly helps us to learn the layouts of maps and avoid getting lost in labyrinths of corridors. After all, there is a reason why it feels totally different to play on the same map in grey box and detail stages of development. So yes, graphics are important, perhaps more than some people would like to believe, but surely there's a better solution than what we've got currently? Well, I've found it interesting in the last few years that we've definitely been seeing a rise of low poly count graphics. I'm not sure if that's a byproduct of our current age of minimalism and clean design, or inspired by nostalgic days of early 3D and blocky PlayStation worlds. What I do know is that the more I think about it, the more I think it would be perfect for a game like CSGO. Basic geometry, low polygon models and simple textures mean maps are clean looking, run incredibly well on even the most awful of hardware, and most importantly, don't get in the way of the shooting. Not to mention, maps and areas within them would still have character and an interesting setting that would keep them recognisable. Here's a mock-up I made of what Dust 2 could look like with basic textures and clean geometry, inspired by this isometric post on the subreddit from years ago. Would this sort of thing be to everyone's taste? I doubt it. Often, the blocky years of early 3D and less than mature rendering techniques are a time of graphics many are keen to forget, but with today's high resolution and better tech, it's clear that they can have a charm. Do I ever expect CSGO to end up like this? Of course not, Valve wouldn't just do a 180 on all their art and style. I just made this video out of curiosity, perhaps for nothing more than the discussion and to appease that little thought of what if. So tell me what you think. What would you say is the perfect balance of graphics and gameplay? Where do you draw the line at too basic? Oh, and Merry Christmas.